Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. This is Delisa Rose, aka D Rose for Real Real Estate. That is. And today, we say keeping it real, so I'm keeping it real. But today we're going to talk about how to be a real estate agent and how to get started and all that stuff that people wish that somebody would have told them. So I want to tell you. Stay tuned. So you're here and you want to know, how do you become a real estate agent? Step number one, let's understand what a real estate agent is. A real estate agent, synonymous sometimes with realtor, but there's a difference. A real estate agent is just somebody who's licensed by the state, and that real estate agent has a fiduciary responsibility to represent their client. And their client could be a buyer or a seller. And of course, if they're a buyer, they could be buying their own home or they could be buying an investment property. They could also be a tenant, okay? So as an agent, we have to represent, protect, and put our client's best interests above our own. And the client, again, buyer, seller, tenant, investor. That's your job, to fight for them, to negotiate for them, to help them find a house, and to make sure that they get a good deal, to make sure that they get the most money, to make sure they save the most money, to make sure that they have all the information that they need in order to make a good decision. So our job is to protect the buyer or the seller when they're buying a home or buying property or selling property. When they're doing anything with real estate, it's to protect them. Okay, and it could be buying, it could be selling, it could be referring them to an attorney, it could be many different things. Anything to do with real estate, we could possibly assist them with. But in a typical transaction, let's say it's a home buyer and you're the realtor. I just want to take a minute, just a small minute, to tell you what that looks like and what you might be doing. So someone contacts you and they say, hey, I'm interested in purchasing a home. Obviously, you're going to introduce yourself to them. You want to know more about them. You want them to know more about you, and you want to make sure that it's a good fit and that you have the knowledge and experience to be able to help them in their needs. If you can't help them, and if it's not a good fit, you want to refer them out. If you want to help them, but it's beyond your scope, then you might want to bring in a partner who can work alongside you to make sure that the client, the customer's best, that they're taken care of. The first thing to do is make sure that they're qualified for a property. Okay, you can't go shopping if you ain't got no money. So you want to make sure that they're qualified. So you want to introduce them to a person who can help them get the type of loan that they need. It could be a mortgage loan officer. It could be a banker. It could be a broker. It could be a commercial lender. All of these people basically have the access to get your buyer qualified and to get them into the home that they want. There's a difference. If you go to Chase Bank or Bank of America, they're just talking about their bank products. If you go to a brokerage, they're probably talking about a lot of different lending sources that they can, take your client to. If you go to a commercial banker, it's primarily for investment loans, business loans, and multifamilies, okay? Somebody who does residential is usually only going to lend on a property that's 1 unit to 4 units. So a duplex, a triplex, or a fourplex. They can't lend beyond that. So again, based on your client's needs, you're referring them to the right person, okay? So if you're thinking about getting your real estate license and going to get your real estate license while you're in real estate school, side tip, meet as many loan officers and lenders and bankers as you can so that you're ready when the time comes, okay? Fast forward a little bit, the buyer's gonna get qualified. Some people have great credit, some people don't, okay? Depending on your sphere of influence and your clientele, who you think your clientele is gonna be, you wanna partner with a loan officer who meets that. If you know that your clients are all gonna have jacked up credit, then partnering with a lender who's just doing luxury homes may not be what you wanna do, right? If your clients are typically all gonna be below 640 FICO scores, then you don't want to partner with a lender who's just doing a paper loans. They need a 750. No, because there are lenders who can get people done with no credit score. There are lenders that can get people done with a 550. So know what type of business you're going to bring, and then partner with people who can take care of your clients. Once the person gets approved, you're going to set them up on a portal with MLS. You're going to create a search for them. Now understand this. Some people may say, some buyers, they say that they only want to be in a certain city, okay? Or they only want to be in a certain school district. But if they say, hey, they want to be in Beverly Hills and they only want to pay $200,000, dude, do not set them up for a search in Beverly Hills for $200,000. They won't find anything. So you have to tell people what they need to know. It's not always what they want to know, it's what they need to know. So be direct, be honest, be open, sometimes cut back on the emotions, and make sure that you're educating your client and setting them up for the greatest opportunity for success. At the end of the day, they want the best home in the area that fits their budget. So listen, read between the lines, have the conversations, ask the hard questions, and create a search that how far up north do you want to go? How far south do you want to go? That's the south, right? This is the south. How far east and how far west do you want to go? Create it. If they say that, hey, they want a 5-bedroom house, but they'll accept a 4-bedroom, then put in the search criteria for the 4-bedroom. Because if you say 5 bedrooms, they're only going to get 5 bedrooms. Okay, but create the search the right way. A lot of people start with real estate, they get in and they've never taken an MLS class. They've never taken a class to teach them about creating searches. Don't be afraid and don't skip out on taking those classes. Maybe an hour-long class, maybe a 2-hour-long class, but get the real knowledge on how to do it the right way. MLS is multiple listing service, so that is how you search for properties. So in order to have MLS, you have to join a local association. And the local association is what allows you to be classified, designated, call yourself a realtor. Only realtors have access to MLS. So, and let me say this, a lot of just side nuggets. Realtor, not realtor. Realtor is how you say it. And if you ever say realtor, people will say, they don't know. So, realtor. But that's what allows you to be called a realtor, is when you join the association of realtors and you get access to MLS. If you're with a major brokerage, you have to join MLS. If you're with an independent, you don't have to all the time. But what kind of agent are you if you can't send your client properties? Hello? Anyway, so you're searching, you're negotiating contract. Once they find the home, you're putting in the offer. If it's your first couple of deals, make sure you have a good mentor. Make sure you have a strong team. Do not try to do this by yourself. Make sure you're sitting with someone, because what you do is almost like surgery for the client. What you do and how you do it as a realtor makes or breaks if they get their dream. It's that serious. It makes or breaks their whole family move. It makes or breaks a whole chapter in their life. It makes or breaks their kids in the right school. It makes or breaks everything. So when you're writing your contract, make sure that you have a partner, experienced agent, experienced team lead, experienced broker, who's going to sit beside you and do that. That's what we do here. Okay? You go into escrow, and the rest of it is almost like contract to close, which we may need to break off in another thing. But for the first couple of times, I would hire a transaction coordinator. Okay? Transaction coordinator is someone who can take your file, monitor the important dates, create the amendments and addendums if there's any changes to the contract. They make sure that I's are dotted, T's are crossed, that the money goes where it's supposed to go, and that after you write the contract to when it actually closes, that there's somebody who's facilitating the paperwork. Truth be told, you don't want to be a transaction coordinator. You don't want to do your own transaction coordinating. You want to have a transaction coordinator or have a team that has a transaction coordinator so that you can get that assistance, because the last thing you want to do is be stuck with paperwork. And then while that contract is in place, do not babysit that client. Do not call that client every single day. You want to go out, continue your schedule. What's your schedule? Doing the things that generate money. Prospecting, showing, writing contracts, and closing. Okay? You don't want to be, again, babysitting that client. Go out and find more business, get more business, help more people. Hey there, this is Delisa Rose. Thank you so much for watching this. And it's crazy because as I'm telling you how to be an agent, I know all of the things that come with it and how hard it is on one part and how easy it is on another part and how important it is for you to have the support. We as realtors and real estate agents, we are essential. We are essential workers. We keep the economy flowing. We make the difference in other people's lives. We make it happen. And I congratulate you on your new license or your decision to be a licensed agent. I applaud you, and I'm so excited about what you're going to get into because it is life-changing. It truly is life-changing, but it's a lot of work. So at the same time that I'm congratulating you, I'm like cringing because there's approximately 1.4 million realtors. 50% of the realtors don't write any contracts. And the ones who do write less than 6 contracts a year. And I think right about now we're making less than $45,000 a year. It's not rocket science, but it is hard work. And if you're with the right people and the right team, you can do it. You can make it happen. If you are out there and you have any questions or ever need any help, don't hesitate to give us a call. Don't hesitate to send us an email. So like, subscribe, and ask whatever questions you have. Have a great day.